Hello, thugs. Welcome back to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday so far. We're here with James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, and we are here to recap Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, now on MTV, season 11, episode 5. So I have a lot to do. Got to take these braids out, got a song review, so I'm going to just jump right on into it. We start the episode seeing everybody's living their lives, doing their things, and we go to Spice, who is in the Cayman Islands for her first performance since her issue with her health. We do see that Shekinah comes in also, and I'm just not feeling so far the whole put Carly out, have Shekinah in thing. This shows that Spice is meant to be an artist because she definitely lacks intellect. She just keeps proving to us she lacks intelligence over and over and over and over again, because you're doing all of this to look a certain way, and then you're not realizing and catching certain points of your story that make sense. We'll get to that later. She kind of comes in. Spice basically tells Shekinah about the gender reveal that happened with Carly Red, which happened in the prior episode, where Spice acted a complete donkey at someone else's child's gender reveal, and I still stand by it, and a lot of the fans stand by the same thing. Why the fuck did you come if you're so angry? Supporting the daughter of the person you're treating like shit, that's not support for the daughter if you're treating her mom like shit. I stand by that. I really just cannot understand the purpose, but I'm getting to a point where I feel like they're trying to make Spice like the center of the show. We don't want it. We don't care. I'm tired of her crying about the health. So basically, when she's talking to Shekinah about the issue with Carly Red, something I felt was important that came up is Spice said that she was screaming at Carly to get her point across. And I had to put that in the notes because I know a lot of the people who watch this show are sometimes younger, different demographic, things like that. Screaming at people, ladies and gentlemen, is never an effective way to get your point across. It's not. It's not. When you're just hollering and stuff, you're not doing anything. And the reason I say that is because Spice is known to do this. All this Blue Smirk does is come and fucking holler. She can't seem to have a conversation with people without hollering. When she tries to talk to Carly about stuff, she starts screaming. When she tries to talk years ago about the shit when she decided to do whiteface and paint her skin white, looking a complete ass and making an embarrassment of herself and our people. Okay, she was screaming about that. That's the only way. Spice needs to grow the hell up, and maybe that's why she's not raising her kids, because she doesn't know how to do anything without screaming. So I don't know what that's about. But I thought that was important to bring up. Was there anything you had to say about that scene? Just a little beginning of it.
Because I don't, as I said, and I said this, y'all can go back to her last 3 videos. Spice, what are you mad at?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is your problem? Because I am lost. When I tell you I don't know what Spice is actually mad at, it is crazy to me that she's still carrying on as if this issue is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
This issue is completely lost in my mind because I'm trying to figure out, what is she mad at? What did Carly do? All this, she was running around with Mita. It's like,
but here's the thing, and we'll get to that later. I'm just going to bring up the point now, but we will elaborate later. How can you forgive Mita for running around with Carly, but you can't forgive Carly for running around with Mita?
That's what I was about to say.
Spice is full of shit. As the younger kids say, cap. Like, you're full of shit. You're mad you're mad about something, but forgiving other people for that same something. It just doesn't make sense to me. So we'll come back to that. But Spice is online fighting her cost, hella defensive. And the most defensive people are the people who are usually guilty.
Yep.
So I'll leave it there. Moving on, we go back to Jessica White. All right, let me just get this all out in one woo-wop. So Jessica White, basically, who is a model, is new to the show, and she states that, and I'm looking down for notes, y'all. I'm not trying to look away from you. She states that she has a pain on the right side of her body going all the way down to her leg. I'm assuming that pain was on a part of her body that was above the leg, seeing that she said it went down to the leg. So that sucks. She claims she was rushed to the ER, even though they got in the car and drove. Then we see after that situation that EJ King, who's very famous, was known to be close with Megan Thee Stallion at one point. I believe he does makeup or hair. I can't remember which, but his hair looked great, by the way. The gays always, when they put on wigs, the gays, I'm saying it, I don't give a flying fuck. When the gays put on wigs, they are outdoing you bitches. So for the people on Bell Collective from our live who watch James Bell Collective recap, we speak about how the wigs are terrible, how these wigs in general are usually pretty bad. Like, if y'all are going to wear it, can you wear it like the gays or go to them to do it? Because I'm getting tired of these flyaways and gel down edges, all of that. But anywho, we find out that I didn't quite catch what she said. It sounded like Jessica White said she had endometriosis or endometrial issues.
It's not endometriosis. I think she had like some.
She said endo something.
Endo something. It wasn't. Yeah, because I know what that is. That's why I was like, that's not.
Yeah, endometriosis is usually when you can't. It's painful. To do it, you're not having periods, things like that. So she had something going on. We find out she has fibroids on the top, right at the top of the uterus, which is not a good thing and also very painful. So we find out that's the reason why she was not doing well. She talked to EJ about all of her issues, and he didn't really give much. He just kind of agreed on what his friend, I hate yes men for friends. He just kind of agreed with what she was saying. And
I was going to say, because I was looking at him like, usually most are honest, and you're not going to say, you don't think you look crazy right now? You don't think anything is registering in your mind that, maybe you shouldn't say out loud, or, this relationship with Nick Cannon, you probably should just keep to your fucking self, maybe.
Ooh, child. Now listen.
Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not
the biggest thing for those watching. We're about to go in a little bit on Jessica White. I like her. She's a sweet girl, but my note literally says, let me read it. Why is she on this show? Because you've not done anything with other people. You were weird when you did interact with Safari. You obviously watched the show before when you meet Safari and you're like, I know your wife. She met her once for like 2 minutes. I'm just a little annoyed with it. She also brought up to EJ that she has trauma. And this is what I did not like. She was saying that her fibroids are an emotional side effect or a side effect of her trauma and how that impacted her body. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? There are people who have fibroids who just have them. I have a friend who has them and has had them and dealt with them for many years. When she had her baby, she had to do it naturally and all this stuff because of the fibroids. Like, so it's like public information. Yes, you can have kids with fibroids before and after. And yes, fibroids can sometimes be something that's genetically caused, biologically, or it can be something that you develop from stress, kind of like ulcers sometimes, or sometimes it could just be something that your body deals with. You know what I'm saying? Like, fibroids are not always. And thank you. Melita says, happy birthday, Melita. Again, she had a birthday yesterday, but she says that the storyline for Jessica White is basically Nick Cannon. And I could not freaking agree more. This Jessica White chick has nothing to talk about. She even tried to equate her fucking fibroids to Nick Cannon. It's actually like mind-boggling. Like, what? First of all, you cannot, if you go on a date or date somebody, ladies, and it's polyamory or regular, traditional, whatever the hell, if that person has a baby with someone else, you may get a fibroid, you may not. It's not a guarantee. I didn't like that Jessica White tried to put those two things together. So it just feels like everything that she said
You
Go ahead.
know, yeah, you said that, but to me, I felt like that's exactly what she was saying. Like she got these fibroids because of Nick Cannon, because he stressed her to fuck out having all these other kids. And see, and she didn't want to directly say it like that, but that's exactly what it is. Because if I'm in her mindset, let's kind of put this in perspective here. If I'm in her mindset, I'm with this man and we're talking about having kids. He actually gets me pregnant. Unfortunately, I miscarry the child. And then I find out he has a herd of other females getting them pregnant. And here I am losing the baby we were supposed to have together. And in my mind, I'm in a relationship. Yes, that causes stress. Yes, that causes dissension in my body because I'm reacting with it with anger. So that's where, so yes, no, she said it right. It's just, it looks stupid and wrong because that man did not belong to you, is what we're saying.
My
You are not
thing
that
with
man's
her is
wife.
like when it comes to
Like,
medical stuff on TV, don't
mhm,
fucking make declarative statements like that because you
yeah,
don't know who's gonna impact that wrong. But either way, you either look stupid or you said
yes,
something you shouldn't have said.
exactly. That's my point.
Know is I don't feel sorry for people who have trauma that they chose. You chose to be with this man knowing, and you said it, Miss Jessica, he's polyamory. He's allowed to have other spouses. I am not. And you agreed to that. He did
That's
not put
and
a
listen,
gun to your head. I don't care about your previous child. You agreed to that. So to be trying to tear down this person as basically emotionally unavailable or not invested in your emotions at all, it's just petty. It's I'm
yeah,
just
because it seems like she's trying to come on the show to expose something that we all know. Like, it's not no secret that, Nick Cannon is out there, just
and it's like you would have been if you did have the baby, you just would have been a part of the tribe and the flock that's
yeah, I
being
would be
looked at.
thankful I didn't have the
Nobody
baby.
respects those baby mamas other than the people who know them personally. I can't say
Right.
I don't respect Nick Cannon's baby mamas because I don't know them as people. What I can say is these are it's embarrassing as a woman to like really actively get with somebody who's like having kids, like literally
And
multiple
it's even more embarrassing that you would
responsible.
agree to be polyamorous when it's only one-sided. Because from my understanding of that definition,
Polyamory is not meant to be one-sided. That is not
one-sided, yeah, yeah, yeah.
polyamory.
That's what I thought when I learned about it. It was a two-way street. If you can
Hmm.
do it, so can I.
Yep. Yep.
So like, and the women that actually agreed to that stuff where y'all allow men to manipulate y'all minds, say y'all cannot do the same thing, because this is what men do. Men be like, well, you already washed up. Ain't nobody gonna want you,
Uh-huh.
That's what men tell y'all women, and y'all women fall for that stuff every single time. I have almost every single woman I know was able to get a better man after she left that no good man alone. So I don't understand why y'all women fall for that mess. I don't understand that. Like, that is so
Could be
crazy
the
to
heart.
me.
Women are emotional. There's some people I
Like,
forgave
and that's the
emotional.
problem. This is where you don't give your emotions, all of your emotions, to one person. You're supposed to
Absolutely.
reserve some of those emotions for one, yourself, and people who actually deserve those emotions. Men who tell you washed up don't deserve no emotion like that. I'm sorry, they don't.
This is true.
So
Now we
yeah,
have a comment from Melita on Facebook. She says that Jessica is mad that she could not be a part of his checks.
I agree.
I
I agree.
honestly,
I
best
agree.
comment ever. Yes. Nick,
I
look,
agree.
she's
Be-
gonna do everything she can to bring him down because with no baby, no ring, she's getting nothing out of it. He's not a bad from what these women, none of them are complaining about him as a father, except for Mariah Carey. But
which is the
nobody,
one that actually matters. So
yes.
that's the thing about it is no. See, that's the problem. See, none of the other slew of baby mamas are complaining about him
Because
because
he's
he
taking
has more
care
money
of
and
them.
access than they do. But the woman who is complaining has way more money and access than he does. So that makes sense to me. That's the only opinion that really
Mhm.
does matter.
Yeah.
The other ones, like the Shanilas and the Breeze
Well,
and
half of
whoever
them are
else it
wilding
is,
out girls. So
yeah, so y'all can't complain to me about no Nick Cannon when y'all openly chose to have his, opinion and have a baby with him. Nobody told y'all to do that. And
mhm.
nobody told you after he had 6 and 7 of them, didn't nobody tell that girl that had them twins and that other girl that had gonna have them baby? Didn't nobody tell y'all to do that? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to get mad. And so Jessica White, I'm going to end this with this. I am tired of you bringing up that man's name. At this whole show, you lucky it's not on my channel. Because I'd have been dropped the show. All for you alone.
She's
But
lucky that she's talking the shit on the same network that Wild 'N Out airs on. Because I guarantee you, if she was saying all this about Nick Cannon this, Nick Cannon that
he
on
was cease and
another
desist.
network that he
Yeah.
wasn't a part of,
Yeah.
oh, she would have been got some sort of legal
Yeah,
documentation.
it would have been a cease and desist. Like it would have been no problem. But see, Nick Cannon gets a check from MTV. So you
And it's
like
like it's not like we're hating on like baby mamas or anything like that, because I've had comments like that. It's just the fact. As
yeah, comments like what?
when you choose to make a damn kid with somebody who has told you that they don't believe in monogamy, I kind of had the attitude of what the fuck did y'all expect? So not for Jessica White, not for Abby De La Rosa. I don't know any of the other ones' names. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. But none of Nick Cannon's baby mamas, if y'all decide you want to come and end up on a television show and talk about your experience, like, we don't care. My opinion's not going to same. It's going to stay the same. It's stupid as fuck to get with somebody who does not want monogamy when that's what you're secretly hoping for.
I feel like so you had baby mama hater chain kind of situations here. Let me explain something to y'all because she didn't. Y'all coming for my friend. I don't like that. Let me explain something to y'all. For all of y'all women who really feel like, because y'all get in these relationships with these men thinking you gonna change them, thinking that because he got 4 other kids with 4 different women, you being number 5 is gonna make it just a grandeur of everything. No, that's when you live in your delusions. Y'all are delusional if y'all really think it's gonna take him to baby number 5 for him to actually sit down somewhere and stop. What's gonna make him stop is if all you women give him his kids. That's what's gonna make him stop. Give him his babies. I guarantee he won't get another girl pregnant. I guarantee.
He said, Nick Cannon, here's how we stop him. Abby, Jessica, all of you. I want you all to have a secret group chat. All of you plan to drop the kids off the same day. See what the hell that nigga do.
No, don't drop them off. Give them to him. I guarantee you. Give him his kids. Y'all women don't do this because y'all want to be in control of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Give him his kids. I guarantee you that shit will stop.
If he'll take them, some women can't find a man to give the kids to.
I know, but I'm just saying, y'all women, if y'all want a man to like give him his kids, and I guarantee you, he gonna act right, or he gonna give it to his mama. One of the two is gonna happen. So y'all stop playing. Like them baby mama haters out there, y'all mad. Y'all just mad because at the end of the day, you thought he was gonna stop for you. Nah, he gonna stop when all you women band together and hand the baby off one by one. Here you go, here your baby, and go do what you have to do. Go to school, get you a degree, get you a job, build up your life. Stop doing this for these men because they wouldn't do it for you. So stop doing it for them.
I actually know a lot of women who do have baby daddies that either aren't consistent, struggle, things like that. But luckily, most of the ones I know, they get up and they do for themselves. Jessica White, I think the comment that the Watcher Melita on Facebook said is true. Like, it's giving you just are mad. You can't get your rent paid. You can't get an alimony check. You can't get a child support check. Stop talking about Nick Cannon. You were supposed to be so in tune to singing, but all we got was a meditational hum of her throughout the episode. So I'm going to move on from Jessica White. I don't have much to say. If she's going to talk about Nick so much, I want to see her interact with other people on the show so that we can get to know her. I don't feel we've been able.
I don't even care anymore. At this
Yeah,
point, she lost that chance with me on episode 1. She lost that chance with me. I don't even give a fuck no more. Anytime you mention Jessica White's name, I'm gonna go like this.
I can't stand you, James. He's not watching his mouth. He said, I'm not on my channel. I'm not watching my mouth. Shit. So
subscribe to my channel, y'all.
To those watching, I appreciate you for watching. As the screen says, and you see you've brought a smile upon my little thug face. So I do appreciate all of that. Don't be afraid to like or comment or subscribe. I'm just going to highlight you and, value your opinion. So we're going to move on. After Jessica White, we see Spice arriving in the Cayman Islands. She makes it there with Shekinah. Nothing really happened there. And they move it along to Amy Luciani, who's another new booty, as me and my husband like to call new people, who's on the show. For those who are just now joining in, Amy Luciani is a self-proclaimed, I say self-proclaimed because, look, she's still growing. She's a self-proclaimed rapper, artist, writer. She also has businesses. And I am impressed with you, Amy. Because in the first live recap, when we trying to figure out who the hell you are, I went and get Spotify monthly listeners were only 30. Now she's got 230. So
Hey,
yeah,
that's
the
great,
show is
girl. I
I
am not mad
congratulate
at
that.
you.
It's
Yes,
hard as
absolutely.
shit
That's
to be an
growth.
artist. So that's
Yes.
good for her and what and what she's saying. Hello, Nina. Thank you for she says let it free. Because we will be letting all these opinions free. Amy Luciani goes, and we saw in the previous episode that she was having issues with her sisters. This is something me personally I'm not invested in. I feel like we need to get to know you first before you start pulling in family and stuff. I think that's where
Yeah, it would be different if this was just a show around y'all and your mama. But the fact
Mhm.
is, I need to know Amy before I know the other sisters and the mama. I need to know you first.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know what you bring to the table because this storyline built around your sisters and stuff, it just takes a distraction from you because now I don't know which one of you three is on the show.
I
Because
get
one,
it
y'all
though,
all
being
look alike.
family, she wants to give her sisters an opportunity. So if they're having some sort of an issue, they can be in the limelight too. Melita Jenkins says, Amy gives good vibes and shows what she's about. She
I
does.
agree.
I think
I
that's
agree.
I haven't been like annoyed with her yet. The only part about Amy Luciani that has annoyed me is her friendship with Chaotic, which we will get into in just a second.
Mm.
And I guess just the fact that she's doing all this. I'm that big boss, and you're someone growing, and that's what Love and Hip Hop's about. Artists trying to make it.
I was like, maybe she's just preparing for what's to come later, but it's like, I'm gonna need you to humble just a little bit. You way up here.
Yeah, I also really enjoy the sound of
You step like
Amy's
this.
voice.
This how it's supposed to go like this. You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to go like this. You're supposed to just
It's
like
okay to
yeah, like
grow.
it's okay to pep up your step. It's okay to think you know it's okay. But
Yeah,
level that out a little bit, baby. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying. Just
But we
level that
also
out.
we try to give people grace in their first season of doing reality TV because it's like you got
Hmm.
a camera in your face, you got to be yourself, but you can't be yourself. It's a lot that goes into it. So she meets with her sisters and they discuss the issues with her mom, and I guess now they are at the point where they say that their mother is the issue, which I already
I was
assumed.
I was confused by that actually because I feel like if they're talking that she's only focusing on one child, then yes, that is a huge issue.
Mhm.
But the problem is that I don't think that that's what she's doing personally.
Mm.
I feel like none of the other ones have anything going on to the extent that would pay what Amy has going on. I think that that's really what the issue
I
is.
mean, that's what they've said. That's what Amy and her mother said.
But
They
that's
don't
not an
have as
issue.
much going on. She also mentioned her sisters being irresponsible with funds, events,
Yes,
handling
so
things
that's
like
not
that.
making a mama a common denominator
Mhm.
because y'all were misappropriating y'all funds and y'all were, not investing money well to where really the things and the endeavors that you have could pay for themselves. That's not your mama's fault.
Right. You're grown. I
Yes.
think that once you get to a certain point of adulthood, it's your career is your fault. Your parents, look, they may make you difficult to hire for a job, but they are not responsible
They're not
for
responsible
you.
for what did not turn out well in your life. And
Yes.
that's the thing about it is you can't use your mom as a scapegoat to say, now the issue is she's, whatever she was saying, like pinning us, apart or whatever. Because the mama looks, oh, you ain't there yet. Sorry.
We're
This is
almost
my
there.
channel.
He's skipping ahead. He's skipping ahead because at the end we do get another scene from their moms. I just do love and hip hop in the order it happened because I don't want to miss nothing. Because a lot they pack a lot into these shows.
They do. It's too many. There's
Bravo
too many of them.
TV, Bravo TV, and what James calls you people, the call center. Y'all better come to ETV and watch because if you're going to do a reality show about a bunch of people who don't really know each other but are just trying to do things for their community and careers. I think Love and Hips is a little bit of a good example, especially with
No,
all the
it's not. No,
ratchet
no, 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 no. I
aspect.
disagree. No, it's not.
No, but the reason, let me say why first. The reason I feel that way is because you have a bunch of people, they don't know each other, but in terms of how they show their lives and what they're doing in their communities or with their jobs, every episode of Love and Hip Hop that starts, you see people doing something that has to do with their job, whether it's a photo shoot, taking a call, going to a meeting. You see them doing certain stuff. They don't really do that over no more on things like RHOA and other shows. We get charities, we get little events and stuff, but in terms of
So you're talking
meshing,
about Real Housewives of it, like Real Housewives, they
just
need
in
to do that.
general, like in general on other networks.
No, I
I
feel like
feel
I
like they
still
need to
disagree.
show the cast interacting more together instead of so much of the separate
No, no, no.
lives on those
Own
films.
Carlos King and that love and marriage bullshit that he has needs this advice. So owns call center that can get connection to Carlos needs to follow MTV's guideline, and we need to see each individual couple do their endeavors and focus more on that instead of the bullshit of their
I
relationship.
think also real RHOA though, because I'm really
Maybe a little bit. Maybe I might agree a little to
season.
just a teensy
It's
weensy
so
little
bad.
bit.
It's so bad this season of
Well, they
RHOA.
just need a whole new cast. Once they get a whole new cast, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, but you could, they just have to learn. Like Love and Hip Hop, literally, people during the pandemic almost forgot about it when we had, this was back in 2020, y'all, when we had, I believe it was right before March, and they were filming the last season where light skinned Keisha was there. What is the big girl? Tokyo Vanity was there. All these like young people who are basically famous for nothing, or songs. That's my best friend. Shit, that's pretty irrelevant. They're all in the show, and it was just fights, constant fights and stuff. And people got tired of watching that shit. Ergo, how Zeus was birthed. But I feel like Love and Hip Hop did good at kind of saving the show, bringing it back just a little bit. So other
I
networks,
agree with that part of it, but I just feel like Bravo is such a step up. Like I can't see these women.
no, Bravo's a step up. There's
Yeah,
definitely levels to
there's
this shit.
levels to this. That's why I
B
said I
list,
can't
B
necessarily agree
list,
with that.
B list,
Now,
and Love and
own
Hip Hop people are
absolutely
A
own.
list.
Yeah, own needs to get this. Own need to get that shit together. But like MTV, you know what was saved? Because I feel like you was talking about Summer House when you first said this. I feel like you were talking about that show. If we're talking about that show in particularly, absolutely, I would agree to that.
Well, Bravo is a
That
lot of shows similar to Summer House. I just don't think Bravo does good with
they'll do
intermingling
good with
cast.
casting.
Yeah.
Like either they need to be all strangers and come together, or they need to all know each other for like 10 plus years. All of them, not just I have this one friend I've known for 10 years. I'm gonna bring her into the circle. No, I need them all collectively to have known each other between 10 and 20 years. I need them to be friends for a long time so that way the drama is authentic.
Mm.
Or if they're strangers, the drama is going to be authentic because you got to get to know each other. That's what I like. If Love and Hip Hop recasted their show and made them all strangers, they just knew of each other in the business. And that's all I got to say about that because I didn't agree. I didn't agree with you with that Bravo shit. I just didn't.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in Bravo as a network right now. I think everyone wants different things from channels, but they definitely need to work on intermingling cast and casting and all of that, which MTV, VH1 are okay with casting. As for the scene with Amy and her mother, they go over the issue, which to me was bullshit. First, you say your sisters are lazy. Now you say you see their point of view. So it gave me Amy's that person in the family who's just going to agree with whoever she's with. And I'm hoping that that's not the case, because how do you go from being so strong in your opinion about your sisters to suddenly saying, oh, no, mom is an issue?
No, you know what made me look at it as bullshit is the mama's reaction. That's what made it look like bullshit to me because she was so taken aback, like because it almost like her reaction made it seem like Amy said, even though she didn't say this, that you didn't raise your kids.
Yeah. So I'm just going
That's
to
the
talk
reaction the
about
mama
that
had. Like, what the fuck
now
are you
so
talking about?
that I don't want to come back to Amy. No disrespect. So we'll talk about all of that now.
Okay.
The only thing that was random from her mom is she did have a kiss with Chaotic, which didn't surprise me. I've said in previous recaps, this chick and Chaotic flirt. Like, I have a lot of male best friends. One of them's on your screen. Look, he came when I came to Arizona to see this fool. We had two beds in the room. He wouldn't sleep in the bed with me that was empty, even though our other friend was in the other bed farting and doing all sorts of weird shit. His ass went to the floor. I said, James, you could have slept in the bed with me. Nope, nope, nope. You married. Nope.
You
And he
married?
don't
I
even
don't
like
cross.
women right now. Like, so,
I did it that time. I did it that time. But
but I'm just like,
yeah,
still
like it was. I just don't believe in crossing lines. I
boundaries.
don't believe in crossing boundaries. Especially my friendship with you means way more to me than me crossing a boundary just to say I did it. Like that's what men. That's why men do that. Just to say I did it. And the thing about it is, I value the almost 20-year friendship that I have with you. That there is no way, and I mean any boundary, disrespect, you know, anything that I can think of as a boundary with you, I am never going to cross it because I have
Mm.
a mind. So when you brought that up, yeah, I did sleep on the floor
No,
because
but
she
I
don't.
say that as a good thing. Like
Yeah,
you can
because
have
I don't.
friendships with men and they not
Because
cross
some men don't know how to
boundaries
be
and
friends
say
with
that.
women. That's the thing. Some men, because a lot of men don't like their mamas, and
Well, I think
so
also, I think separate from men with the situation with Amy and Chaotic, I don't think she know how to be friends with men.
no, she don't. Which is
Prior to
where
the
I'm
kids,
thinking,
of course he's
what
gonna
was her
feel like he
relationship
can
like with
kiss
her
you.
daddy? Because that's something that I need to know that part. What was the
My
relationship
thing
like with
is,
her
I'm not
daddy?
letting my partners just hold me, kiss me, cupcake with
Hmm.
me. I'm not doing that. And her and Chaotic do that a lot. So I'm like, girl, you kind of got to expect that he was going to try to kiss you. And she acted or tried to act as if it was a surprise. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell that you were surprised that this man tried to kiss you. There's no way. There's no way. I stand by that. As for Amy's mom, when she does talk to her mom about basically Amy Luciani tells her mom that she wants her because Amy did the South by Southwest from the previous video. We find out that she had hired other management and they helped her. She has a team and they helped her to get that event to perform at, which is a big deal as an independent artist, a very big deal. So if you have a management team that can get you that type of performance, then your manager is doing something. So that made me also look like maybe that's why she flipped the script with her mom and the feeling, because I'm like, if your management got you South by Southwest, did your manager also get you the show? Because now it's coming out when we see her meet with the mom. And like you stated, the mom's reaction to things, it seems like one, she wants to be her daughter's management because without it, what money she gonna make? Let's just call it that. And then it seems like two, she's telling you you can go take care of your other kids. And at first I was like, okay, well maybe it's the sisters. But then when she tells her mama, like you have more time, I want you to focus more on my sister's career because I'm good. I have a team. And I thought the way she approached it was good too, reminding her of that. The mom wasn't fired. The mom wasn't told, oh, I don't need you at all. She was told you can fall back for a little while, let my team do their job. And while they're doing that job, you can work on my sisters so that they can get to a point where they're capable and able to lead a team. The mom was totally against it, and I was totally disgusted because you have three kids, lady. You have three kids. Why are you hell bent on only helping one of them?
As I said, she is hell bent on only helping one because that's the one that has the lucrative points of business. The other two don't. So you got to understand that, like, black women are a lot of things, but black women ain't no damn fools. They
Mm-hmm.
gonna go where the money resides, and they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. The bullshit that them sisters is doing is not the same thing as what Amy is doing, and I think that that's what the mother's point of view is.
The
But
bullshit they do it.
the bullshit they doing because it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The tattoo and the what's the other sister doing?
She has a tattoo shop, one of them. So
One of
that's
them has a
basically
tattoo
you
shop.
paying rent and keeping your
Rent
licenses while the tattoo artists do all the work.
exactly.
I don't know what the
Now
other sister does.
I don't know if they, yeah, that's why I said what's the other sister doing. That's why I'm saying. To me, I would feel differently. This is what I feel if the like one sister was doing like real estate, had a broker's license, and owned a building where she was housing other realtors. See, that to me would have spoke more volumes. But she said a tattoo up in Atlanta of all places. Like Atlanta, LA, and New York are not places you become a tattoo artist
Or go for one.
or go for one. Yeah, you just don't because there's so many.
Well,
There's
LA is actually getting a better tattoo scene.
I
Really.
know they are. That's why I'm saying. Like and see, and she showing hell don't want to bring her ass down to Miami. So I know that's why I'm saying you needed a different feel. Like you're an artist, do art or something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think tattooing, if you do art, is one of the easier ways to like get your art out there. However, comma, it's difficult. I've also heard that owning a tattoo studio is different from being an artist or doing
It
tattoos
is.
yourself.
It's way
So
different. It's like
yeah.
it's not like owning a beauty salon. It's like you really got to make sure you got clientele. Like how often people getting tattoos versus somebody getting a silk press and some bump. Like it's not the same thing.
Mm. Melita just made a good point through a comment. She says Amy uh, has her sisters there because that's a little piece of drama for the show. Because of course she ain't going to get into it with other people when she's trying to establish herself. I think that's actually a good point to bring, just because it seems like from what I thought, the first time we saw Amy Luciani, we got her family. So to me, it showed like, okay, Love and Hip Hop gave her this opportunity, but she's going to take this opportunity and share it with family, which I can understand people doing. At the same time, I also get the feeling that
Why?
she doesn't want to get into it with other people. But then at the same time, the only part of that I do disagree with is just because she's been pretty proactively messy. Her
That's what I
first,
was gonna say.
she
Yeah,
had,
I don't know. That's why I looked at this
doesn't
comment. I
she
was
have a
like,
beef in her mind? It seems with
with the
Amy
girl
or
with
with
the
Rennie Rucci.
yeah, with the things.
With
Yeah.
Rennie
Yeah,
Rucci.
that's why I'm like, I don't agree with that comment because she don't need her sisters to do that. She starting beefs for no reason, just
But I
because
get
she.
what she's saying because if she was just having beef with people being new, like it makes for good TV, but then the audience, we're like, wait, you just got here, the fuck? So, and
Yeah,
she
because that's
does
how
have
we
a
felt
team.
about the girls from New York, the ones that was the two girls in that music group. I'm trying to think. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, but I'm trying to think. BBOD,
BB for I
something.
know who
Them
you're
two,
talking
yeah,
about for
them two
hip
who
hop
started on them
game.
dramas with them other girls on the show, and you saw how they were iced out the next season. So I get that, but I feel like there's a better way she could do this.
Yeah. I think Amy and her sisters, I don't know. I honestly, I don't think she would have much to talk about outside of this stuff with her family. She would kind of be forced to get into it with people, which we also wouldn't like. So I still agree with the comment, but I think Amy Luciani in general, I would just love to see her without her sisters. And if she comes back for a season two, then you feel what I'm trying to say? Maybe it'll be better. Maybe.
I want a different storyline. If she comes back, I want a different storyline.
I think we all do.
I want her sisters on here.
I hate when families come on TV though and fight and stuff. Like I want entertainment, reality TV,
You
yes.
know who they should have brought back,
I
but
hate
this is a
when
different
families fight.
franchise. I don't know if they're doing Hollywood again. Where was that one lady and her daughter? They were like um, Amber Diamond and I cannot think of her
I
mama's
can't think
name.
of her mom's name.
Yes, that lady was so entertaining. I wish they would have brought them two on this show because that she was trying to help Apple Watts, and when she told Apple Watts, she's like, "Get your ass off that damn stage!" I fucking hollered. I was like, "Yes, that's what we need." I would rather but see that dynamic than this one.
I could not. I remember her too. Her mom, the girl couldn't sing. That was funny as hell. Um, Apologies, y'all. I'm checking my notes. So, anywho, moving it along. Uh, we go back to Spice, and I'm so tired of Spice. Grace, please stop. Like Grace, you're driving us crazy. We shouldn't even call her
I
Spice no more.
I know, Grace. Is anybody home? Knock knock.
The
Ding
lights are on,
dong.
James, but no one's home.
The lights are on. Okay, well maybe she should turn them motherfuckers off and stop wasting her electric bill because she is draining the fuck out of me in this storyline. Like
Spice is
I
draining, and she thinks that the drama, you could tell, like people like Spice, she thinks that fighting, getting into it makes her respected, and that people like that. We don't, bro. We don't. That shit is draining. Spice is in Cayman. Is it Grand Cayman or just Cayman Islands?
she's in the Cayman Islands. Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, Spice arrives in the Cayman Islands, as we already knew, and Mita calls her when she's at some sort of she's doing something with her friend who made a side eye when Mita called the friend with the equally bad BBL. And she kind of them. And I'm just like, okay, Mita, if my friend got mad at me because I'm being friendly with somebody who that friend that I had introduced me to and that I know because of them, I'm looking at you crazy. Now, if you're getting mad at me for hanging out with people who were there for your black ass when you were literally dying, connected to tubes in the hospital septic, I wouldn't call Spice after that shit. Like, Mita, you must really, really
You must really enjoy her
care
friendship.
about
You must really
because
enjoy who she is. She must really be a good bedroom cuddler because
bedroom killer.
ain't no way in hell I'm finna cry and hug and kiss it all up on and beg you to be my friend when I was the one that was there on your deathbed. There is no way in hell. You finna disrespect me like that? Like, there's no way. I would have been
So
gone.
that's an important note to put out there. Like, I don't get it, but Mita slept with Jock knowing he had someone else. So I don't really expect the best things from Mita. And I feel like the way that
I
Mita
feel a little
is
different about
and
that
the
one.
things that Mita has done, I just don't trust bitches that'll sleep with a nigga they know belong to somebody or a female. I don't care what you like. If you
Um,
straight, gay, bi, I don't care. If you sleep with
I'm
someone you
starting to
don't
feel a
know
little
belongs
indifferent
to you,
now that we getting older and out of them antiquated minds of thinking. I'm starting to think that dude belong to everybody. That ain't,
Jock.
yeah, that dude belong to everybody.
Well,
That
no, that's
dude,
common sense. We
yeah, that dude,
also
yeah,
recap
yeah.
couples retreat, which
I'm
Jock
not
and his
gonna
wife
be
were
messing
on.
around because the timeline was fuzzy on that whole situation with Jock and homegirl Kendra
No,
over
the
there,
thing that was
and
confirmed through actual receipts, text, all of that, like on the reunion to where Kendra was like, I'm done with this, is that she did sleep with him while he was with Kendra, while they were not on a break.
but
And
who hasn't
apparently
he slept with? When he was with Carly, he was still. I'm not Carly. When he was with Roxanne, call her baby knees. Shout out to Forest Rocks on YouTube. Call her baby knees. When he was over there with baby knees, he was over there sleeping with Cedar.
you
Damn,
said
what the
it right. I think it's right. I
Cedar?
mean, obviously, Young Jock ain't shit, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
he
not
ain't shit.
even
That's why I'm like, I'm not mad at
specifically.
her for doing what all them other girls in Atlanta do. I'm
No,
not
no,
mad
no.
at her for that.
For me, my thing is she tried to say something, but I just don't trust people who do that. Regardless, like I can't
I think for
like you, but
me,
I'm not trusting nobody who intentionally sleeps with somebody who they know belongs to
but
somebody
my
else.
thing is this:
Or just
if you
saying.
at my deathbed, and that's I can't hold you, I can't look at you slightly because you did that one thing. When you here with me on my deathbed, and I'm trying to say you're not loyal to me, that's loyal to me regardless of what you do with your
No, no,
redundancies
no.
and
I'm
that.
saying my
That's
thing
me.
with Mita is I don't feel sorry for her because
No,
of
I
what
don't
she
feel sorry for
did.
her either.
But at the same time, Spice doing Mita like that is not
That's
okay.
what I'm
What I
mad at.
think
Yeah.
may be happening is it seems like because Spice said all this shady shit to Carly, bitch, I'll never trust you around my man. That's why I'll never have them around. I can't trust you and all this. And I'm like, shouldn't you be saying that to Mita?
No. Because
Because
here's the thing. Spice's man probably ain't Jock where he belong to everybody. He belong to Spice. I'm sure Spice's man ain't out there philandering his wild oats to all the
well,
women.
Spice had a man, couldn't keep him. Dude
Well,
lost his job on the
I'm
show.
just saying, I feel
So
like for me, there's men who are for everybody, and there's men ain't for everybody. It's kind of like a popsicle. You know you can't have that flavor because you're allergic to it. So that's why you don't take it. But you know if there's another popsicle that's the right flavor, that is yours, and everybody gonna get the same flavor. That's why 10 come in a box. It's just what it is. So I'm just saying, it's not the same thing to me if we're talking about Jock, who literally does this as a pattern, versus Spice's man who just belong to her. I'm sorry, that's not.
I
That's
think with Spice though, it still applies because you can't sit here hollering about other people's spouses on the show, what other people are doing. You cannot call Carly basically a man stealer and say you can't trust her man around. You can't trust her around your man when your best friend
I
literally
get your
is
point. No, I
known
get
to
your
sleep
point.
with
I
people.
get
That
your point.
doesn't
But
make
what I'm saying, I get your
sense.
point. But the thing of I think what makes it different in my mind is that me and Kendra were not friends. That
This
think
is
that
true.
that's I
This
think
is
that's what
true.
makes it different for me. I could see if Kendra and Mita were friends and she did that, then absolutely, I would feel differently. I
But
would feel the
Kendra
same
was
way.
friends with Spice.
That doesn't
Yes.
matter. She
No,
didn't know
for
Mita.
me, it does. If you know that your best friend is sleeping with your friends, dude, it doesn't
But
matter
define
about the
friendship. But
situation.
define
Let me
friendship
say
though,
something.
because this is a
All I
show.
could divide it on is based on these heifers claim they was friends. They was friends. Now my friendship, that shit is
No,
not
it
for me.
doesn't. No, it doesn't
But
apply.
if
But
you
I'm
say
looking at
you're
it from the
friends
show
and you don't
perspective.
know you guys in real life, we have to go off of what we see. We have to go
Yeah.
off of what they say. And what
Mhm.
they say, what we see, the seasons, Spice being there to help with the wedding, all of that, knowing that her best friend, Mita, had slept with Jock, still bringing Mita around, knowing that Mita, if y'all were friends, you had to know Mita would bring this on camera. Spice is just as dirty
No,
and
I get that. Yeah,
shady as
absolutely.
all of them. And that's the part that I think for a lot of people that I'm seeing online, nobody is siding with Spice on stuff because she keeps showing all of these
Nobody's siding with
flaws.
Spice with stuff because, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. We don't know what the issue is. All she is being is mad and angry, and then we're supposed to follow suit with that. And it's like, no, I need to know what you're angry at. I need to know what the fuck your problem is. Until then, I'm not going to agree with you, Spice. I'm just not, Grace.
Mhm. Well, she tried to identify the problem when Mita called her, and it was bullshit. She basically, when talking to Shekinah and her other raggedy friend, was like, "Oh, well, the issue is," and her friend said it because they became besties in Ghana. Who the fuck cares? Also, Melita's commented, "I've been watching Jock and the Couples Retreat. He's trying to get it together, girl." I don't think Jock is, I know some people, I think we all have a soft spot for Jock because he is personable and funny, but I don't think that, I think he is who
I
he
think that
is.
was for the show.
Yep, that's
I
the
think
next
that was
one that
I
she
think that was for the show. I
left.
think that at some point it will be exposed that he didn't do it with somebody else, and I think Kendra is a fucking fool, and I am sorry. I do not agree. I feel like what makes a man change is life and death situations that has happened to him personally, where you get an awakening in your mind and you cannot do the same things you used to do because it almost killed you. I think that that's what makes men change their minds, not this whole, oh, I'm in couples therapy retreat and I realize the things that I'm doing is hurting her while simultaneously I did it the entire relationship.
I think
Why?
couples retreat was because the what's her face was embarrassed and she needed to feel
Right.
better.
Because
Was
he still has
Kendra,
the baby, regardless of,
right?
yeah, he still
I
has
can't
the baby.
do
Like,
that.
we're not, yeah, we're
I can't
on the
look
wedding day, she found out and still married him.
I can't look at
Yeah.
somebody else's child in the face knowing that they made that child while with
Knowing
me.
that on my wedding day, that's when I found out about you.
Right. Like
Yeah,
hell
that's
to
the, yeah,
no.
there's no way. There's no way.
And then
Absolutely
there's proof of it over and over. Moving on to the next scene. We're almost done, y'all. Chaotic meets with Scrappy. I guess they're friends now, which okay. He tells Scrap that he kissed Amy. So Chaotic is supposed to be interested in Erica Banks, and he said in his interview, his little private confessional, he said, well, first of all, he called polyamory polyester. Polyester is a fabric used to make clothes, usually cheap ones. Just want everyone to know that and understand it. Secondly, Chaotic was basically like, these women be thinking I'm joking and all that, so I'm gonna just talk to them all, and whichever one take me seriously, that's the one I'm gonna deal with. Do you fucking hear yourself? Like, that statement was chaotic. Women don't want, I'm gonna speak. Women don't want. I don't care about Trump, none of that. Women, okay? If you're interested in a woman, right? Not us being interested in you. You're interested in us, right? Then we expect you to do the work. If a woman's interested in a man, right? And you want him to have interest in you, and he doesn't just automatically have it, you got to do the work. If you have interest in somebody, you have to do the work. To be running around talking about your polyester because none of them take you seriously. This is why they don't take you seriously, Chaotic. How is anybody supposed to take you seriously when your method of dating and attaining a spouse, a one night stand, some cutty, whatever the hell you want to call it, when your method is literally, I'm gonna just talk to whoever, and then whichever one take me seriously, I'm gonna
his
do it.
method was literally a game.
Like, your
It's like a
method is a
game. Like,
game,
it's like
but we're
literally,
supposed to take you
it's
seriously.
like literally you gonna see 5 women climb up a rope, and the one that makes it up to the top first is the one you pick.
It's who you choosing. I
Like,
want to know that
that's
I'm
so
the one you
crazy to me.
choose over millions of people, not just a race.
Because see, what the problem is that your idea of dating may not be wrong, it's just slightly skewed. But what I'm gonna say is that men that have that mindset, you end up picking the wrong ones when you do that. It's never who's gonna get there first, whoever does the most work, it's the one you intellectually connect with that is
Mm-hmm.
who you need to be with. So that's why you keep getting it wrong. And that's why they never stay. It's because
You could
the
be
one that
attracted.
probably is gonna fight for you the most is probably the one you don't need to be with. I'm just putting that out there. Because any woman,
The most like attractive people, if you think based on attraction and things like that, anybody could have sex with somebody. Let's just call
yes,
it what it is. Sex is sex, right? But when you have a connection with someone that's based on the mind, mentally, like not just, oh, we have this in common, we both love this, and we're both Gemini. No, when you actually have a connection with somebody, I don't know how to explain it. And most people who have that will say it. You don't know how to explain it. It just fucking happens and you choose the person. So hopefully Chaotic learns to grow up. It's giving me 16-year-old frat boy.
It was giving me the wood when whoever could touch Alicia's booty first for $1. That's what it was giving me,
Not
and
the wood.
it was annoying me because it was like, see, I want men to evolve past that. That is so like elementary school. Like evolve past that. Like seriously.
Chaotic, you've been on Love and Hip Hop Miami. You've been on this Love and Hip Hop. You've been in the public eye doing the same goofy shit banter, and it never works with any of these women. So maybe instead of practicing the definition of insanity, which is to do the same thing or repeat the same activities over and over again, expecting different results, that is the definition of insanity. Chaotic, you're looking insane. You running the same. First of all, the nigga ain't got no game, and he's attractive. He's an attractive man. His skin is beautiful. Him cutting his hair changed up some things. I wouldn't date him, but he's not.
I was going to say I wouldn't even go near him. But
That's not my type.
That's
But
definitely
he's
not
an attractive individual. So there should be, if Kirk can pull Rashida, honey, anything is possible.
I'm done.
I'm just saying.
I'm done.
Look at Kirk. He pulled Rashida and some side bitches.
I'm done.
So anything is possible. Women don't like the
that wasn't from attraction. That was from manipulation. But you know what? I'm done.
Either way.
Oh, it's easy to manipulate somebody when they don't have much and you have a lot of life to offer.
If Kirk can pull Rashida and have the ability to manipulate the chaotic, you got to do better.
You gotta say, Kirk is not chaotic. Kirk actually has a nice.
He's not, but have you looked at?
He's a good wordsmith. No, he's a good wordsmith, and let me tell you, some women love words.
To work on his words.
Yeah, some women love words, and
that's what I'm saying.
Words that they don't know the meaning of, and they love lifestyles that you really can't promise them. But you know, it sounds good coming out your mouth because you're a wordsmith.
But that's what I mean. Use your words. Like you kind of do. Like being a wordsmith it can be bad when you're using it in the way that's manipulative, like Kirk, obviously. But if you talk to most women, like what gets you is the way that someone like comes at you, the things that they say. Chaotic is just like you're fine. I'm funny. It's like, all right, that's enough of that. We get it. Moving on from him, because there's not much to say. I'm still confused on why he's on this Love and Hip Hop and not Miami. We're going to get to the end of the show, which is Mita meeting Spice for dinner. She comes, they came in, they have dinner. Spice is at the dinner with her friend and Shekinah. I did not catch the name of the friend that was with Spice, and I just didn't care. She looked like the type of person that Spice would hang out with. I'll say that. Lord, off camera. That's not the best thing. So in my opinion, from what I saw, Spice just wants a yes man. I'm not even going to get into the same bullshit ass drama. Basically, like James said, if you ask Spice, what did Carly do to you? She cannot tell you. You're just fake. How? How was she fake? And if she was fake, how did her being fake impact you? How?
Exactly. Because to me, it seems like if being fake is showing up and actually making sure that she knew exactly where you were on your deathbed because she didn't know if she was ever going to see you again. If that's fake, then that's the kind of friend I'm on.
And then Mita said the same thing that Carly said, which is also something I've even heard some of Spice's people say. Her sister, her blood sister, her relative did not want people knowing where Spice was and did not want the address being given out. What I'm starting to get from this as it goes on is maybe Spice, when she got ill, of course, Mita's going to know because they're very close. I think that Mita came, as she stated first, it was just her and Spice's sister there. I think that Carly got to Mita because they've been close and kicking it before the rest of the cast. I think that when that happened, the sister probably was like, hey, don't give people Spice's location. The other thing is the sister was okay with Carly having the location, which indicates to me that off of this show and in real life, away from Atlanta in a whole nother fucking country, that Carly and Spice had a genuine relationship.
Absolutely.
If you continue to put the dots together, it seems as though The only people who were unable or incapable of getting to Spice were people who are just friends with her on camera and not in real life. Her
Yeah.
sister seemed to only want people around. I'm going to tell you this right now. If something happens with James and I go to the hospital, now we're close and stuff, but we live in different states. So I haven't gotten the opportunity to get to know his family and the friends that I don't know in other states. But if something were to happen to James outside of this shit, I guarantee somebody would think somebody, if I were to hit them up to find out where he is, would be like, oh, yeah, she does reviews with them. They're close. They're cool.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't meet someone's family,
Like, let me
they
keep it real
know
with
who's
y'all.
important
Let me
to
keep it
you.
real with y'all. My mama know to call her. My boyfriend knows to call her if something happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband knows to call me
Absolutely.
if something happens to her. So let's not get that shit twisted.
Yes.
This story and this situation, you know what it is? I think that Grace is territorial. And that's my thing. I think that she is territorial. I think that she didn't want Mita and Carly to be friends because of the underlying jealousy that she would have as a woman. I feel like she's one of those friends who does not want her friends to intermingle because Mita is her real life friend. Carly is the show friend. But Carly has been around your family and your friends long enough that she can make interconnections, and that intimidates you because you probably was that girl in high school that had two friends that end up getting along better and end up phasing off from you. That's what this gives me.
I also think that when it comes to friendships, she just wants control.
And
And
that's what that is.
she wants to have control. And her way of achieving that control is having friends around who disagree with her, like the friend with the fucked up wig and the strange BBL.
I didn't even pay her no attention. I didn't even realize she was sitting
Listen, we saw her commenting constantly, and I'm like, we don't
no one cares.
we
Like,
don't know you, and we
we
don't
don't
care.
need nothing
But she was
extra from the
agreeing with
extra.
everything.
Okay, like I am.
Mita calls her, that friend, like to herself. The camera made sure to show it. Mita comes in, that friend. And you know what I love? That Mita was like, I don't give a fuck about your people. I had a friend that I actually cut off this year when we started doing these reviews. Okay. And she used to always have her little friends and her little ratchet bandits be, oh, I don't like Amina just because Amina's not talking to you right now, or I don't like Amina because of this. Like they just don't like me in certain situations because that's what that person wanted. There are people who believe that loyalty is a blind thing. It is not. You defend your people publicly and you check their ass with respect and care privately. That's how I view friendships. I don't think Spice views that. It seems like, and she said it herself. She's like, I don't care. As if I'm not dealing with her. She said it, or screaming at that girl, Mita. You shouldn't talk to her either. She's like, because Mita said, what am I supposed to not talk to Carly for 2 months when we're close? Yeah, that's what she expected. Spice, go somewhere and go grow up. Who's taking care of your children?
See,
Who do they stay with when they're in Jamaica? And I ask that not to be petty, but for someone with 2 kids, like most moms, the ratchetest and the worst of the worst, like don't have this much time to be away from their kids to invest
it's like,
into
why are
drama
you
like this.
micromanaging
Like
who
you're
your
doing all of
friends
this,
think?
you're
Yeah, it's
micromanaging your friendships
yeah,
when you need
like
to
what
be
the hell? Anybody got
micromanaging
time
the
to be doing all
citizenship
that?
of your fucking kids so that maybe they could come and live with you full time in that big ass house. So I just don't understand any of it. That's pretty much all the notes I had on that situation. Mita and Spice do eventually hug and get cool with everything, I guess, but I stand by the same thing. The more we learn about the situation, the more we learn that there is no situation. And I need them to show other stuff. We haven't gotten anything from Yandy, but she's in the cast
I'm
picture.
glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm
Let her
like,
just be. Let her just be there. I don't want nothing from her. Let her just be there. I don't care.
he said, let her
Yeah,
just be there.
MTV in the call center. I don't care if she has only 2 scenes this entire season.
Well, Mona
I
is still a producer of the show, and I think that as long as Mona's a part of the show, Yandy will be a part of the show, and I don't like that.
I don't like that either. That's why I said I don't care if she got only 2 scenes in this whole season. Let that be the only 2 scenes. I don't want to see her. I do not
Mhm.
care. She lucky I'm not doing this review on my channel because I would fast forward and be like, Yandy did it. Yep, Yandy did it. Oh well. I do not care because I don't care about them baby mamas. I don't care about Mendices. I don't care about them kids. I don't care about her business ventures. I don't care about the little juice bar she opened. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. She
I
is
think
she is such a waste of a cast member. I am sure in Atlanta
I've
there's
wanted
plenty of
Yandy
people.
gone since season 3 of Love and Hip Hop, New York, the original one.
I did too.
After
Yeah, that was the season where we started having. That was the season that Consequence and Joe Budden got into that fight, right? Yeah, that was that same season.
can't
I
think
wanted
of
her gone in. Yep, that's when I wanted her gone because she
I
had no
wanted
purpose.
her gone with the whole issue with Chrissy and Jim Jones.
Yeah, because she rubbed me the wrong way with that shit. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so
Even though I don't like Chrissy, but she rubbed me the wrong way.
I like Yandy's work ethic and the things that she does. I actually used Yale skincare a while back and it helped me a lot. But as a cast member, I just don't care to see her on the show, especially with Little Mendici getting bigger. So I don't know if they're going to bring Yandy on this season much. I really don't know what the season's going to give. I am here to announce, though, we are done for pretty much for the recap, obviously, of the previous episode. But August 14th, MTV has announced that Love and Hip Hop Miami is coming back. I guess Hollywood is no longer a thing.
Which sucks
He's
because that was one of the
happy.
better. That was the better franchise, if you ask me. But I get it.
I enjoyed Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I think they fucked themselves with the issues of there were some substance abuse issues with between certain cast members, not just Tierra Marie. And there was way too many physical altercations. After so many fights, like real networks that are reputable, not Zeus, they're
Did they
not going
say
to
who was
only fight
casted?
so much.
Did they say who was the cast of Miami yet?
I
Did it
have to
release?
look, but I'm pretty sure it'd be probably some of the same OGs. I don't see them getting rid of Suki Hana.
Okay.
Chaotic is now on
Atlanta,
Atlanta, so
so that
I
doesn't
don't know
make
if
sense for
she'll
him to be
be
here. No.
on Miami. I'm pretty sure Miss Shay, Miss Bucky
Oh
from Flavor of
my
Love will be
God.
back.
Why?
Because she had a baby. She had a baby. I know Marta La
That's
Negra
it.
will be on Love and Hip Hop at Miami. She kind of is
No.
the face of it. And now she's
Girl,
dating Safari with the 2 kids that she had that by the
I
fiance
don't
she
like
had,
her
his
either. I
best
just don't.
friend. I
I
used
don't
to like
like.
her until she got pregnant by her
Yeah,
fiance
that's when I started. I liked her at first as well.
and tried to
I
hide
don't
it.
like who else is on the show? Who else is on I don't
Um,
I hope Ray J don't bring his ass on this show.
yeah, I believe Ray
Um
J and Princess were there. Trick Daddy was on that show. So I don't know who they're bringing back. I will say this, Ray J and Princess, you have Zeus Network. Can you please go over there and be on
and
that?
take Noriega and his wife along with you.
Oh, you don't like Noriega.
No. She rubbed you know what? I don't like his wife. I don't mind Tim too much. I don't like his wife. And let me
And I
tell you
was
why.
like, everyone loves Nori. But is his
I
wife
love him. It's
terrible?
his wife, and she rubbed me the wrong way when that one man's wife, I think her name was Sheila, she threw that event, and Princess and Neri were making such a big deal of why they weren't invited because it was like a black woman's empowerment,
If
and
you're
Neri
not
thought that.
black, if you're not black, I don't care how many black dicks you've had in you. I'm gonna say this. If you're not an African American person, it is never wise to be upset that you were not invited to an all black event. That's all I'm gonna say.
That yes, that pissed me off. That's what rubbed me the wrong because I was okay with her.
Your kids don't give you our skin. Your
No, and then
kids
she was
don't give
saying like
you
I
our
would have loved
circle.
to
Why are you fighting that?
And then
To
she was saying, like,
learn.
I would love to have learned how to, raise my children to be aware of blackness or something. That's for your husband to do. That ain't got shit to do with this lady.
Her husband, I believe he's a Afro Latino, right?
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
lot of times all the Latino women like to do, and I no disrespect, because I love y'all. But some of y'all really do play up that nanny boo boo. I got a black man, he gonna treat me better than he treats you shit that y'all be doing. And I ain't got time for that. Like I really hate when y'all do that because they don't treat y'all no different than they treat the black woman. So I'm sorry, they don't treat y'all no different. If you
Yeah,
ain't
that's
white, if you ain't a white woman, they do not treat you no different. Sorry.
Anywho, we will be recapping Love and Hip Hop Miami weekly as well as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta if it's still on TV when Miami comes. All I know is Miami will be here in about a month and 2 days. That's August 14th. If it's on the same day that this Love and Hip Hop's airing, we'll probably just add the recap. Also, for those who watch me on Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, which is now up on your screen, please, if you can, subscribe and like the videos. Even if you're not into his channel, I'm in it. like me, love me, like it for.
Okay, like the association. I know I'm a lot. I know I got a big ass mouth. I know
We're
I got
both a lot.
yeah,
That's why we're
I know I'm a
talking
lot, but
here.
I'm just saying I try to be as authentic as possible. Like that's just really I am. I'm trying to get my channel going, y'all. It's a slow process because I got a very crazy ass job. So yes, it's
Give
hard
them
for
a
me.
like, a subscribe, or a comment, anything like that. I have playlists that are public on the channel. You can find all of the videos I've done with Watch Your Mouth reviews there. Other than that, we appreciate you. We have a lot to do. I hope that you subscribe, like, comment, and I appreciate you, James, for coming back again.
Thank you for having me. I'll see you next time.
Adios, everybody.
Bye.